to another Withdrawal venting vlog. I'm sorry that I've been AWOL again. I just haven't felt like vlogging, nothing to vlog. Seren hasn't been her best. So, where do we start? So we'd done in the end of my last vlog, I said that I was going to get the vet and come and have a look at Seren because I had a feeling that her feet were starting again. So I did, had the vet out, and sure enough, when we trotted her up, we did flexion tests because that's the only way you can see Seren's lameness. Did flexion tests, and when we trotted her, she was a little bit off to start with, and then she kind of shook it off really quickly. So we agreed, yep, it's time. She needs another dose of steroids/Artemis. So we decided on that day to do steroid injection. So she would have the steroid injection for 4 weeks in her pastons, and we did the steroid injection because you can't just Artemis straight away in case there's any inflammation in the joint which would cause joint flare, and that's the last thing we want. So we did the steroid injection way. I rode her again, and then these are the videos from when I rode her, which you're about to see in a bit. And she was feeling amazing. She was feeling really, really good. Cross country, she was absolutely mega. Like, that was the best cross country session I've had on her. She just felt so confident in herself, and I felt confident with her. She was pulling me into fences. Yeah, it was a really good day. And then that week we were going, so the next weekend, so like a week later, we were going to Hazelton to do our first ever 80 centimetre proper cross country. I mean, I've tried one in 2022 and not done it again, so this is how long it's taken me to get here. A bit fed up, but it is what it is. Seren is Seren. So yeah, we were going to do our 80 centimetres at Hazelton. I felt so mentally prepared. I felt really prepared, like Seren was fit, ready to go. And then during that week, we had the summer paddock. We could go on the summer paddocks. And Seren apparently went out and just bolted round her field, being a bit of an idiot, and the ground was really hard. And then I jumped her on the Thursday. She felt absolutely fine, as far as I was aware. Jumped really well. And then Friday, I think she'd gone out again and just done the same again, because I think she takes quite a while to settle into her summer paddock, especially if the horses aren't around that she knows. And yeah, on Friday, the day before the event, I got her in and I just looked at her and I was like, and she was turning a little bit weird, like when she was turning a circle, she was kind of slamming her foot down, and I thought, that's not right. So it was very, very subtle. So I just thought, I'll cold hose her, and we'll just see as if we're going tomorrow, because it might just be something or nothing. So on the Saturday morning, I trotted her up, and now I look back, there wasn't that much. There really isn't that much at all. It's just the slightest little step, but those slightest little steps, I don't want to risk it with her. So yeah, I ended up pulling out on the Saturday morning and not going to Hazelton. I'm gutted about it. I had such bad FOMO. It looked like such a good course, but Hannah had been the day before and said the ground was quite hard because we just hadn't had any rain. So actually, it worked out quite well that I didn't go, because I think it would have made things so much worse. So then, after that, yeah, I just turned her back out, and then the leg that I thought looked a little bit dodgy, because it was like a month later from when we'd had the steroid injection, my vet came back out and we did foot x-rays, which is really annoying because Seren had lost her shoe. That shoe that she pulled the shoe that looked sore. So she pulled that shoe. We did foot x-rays. We always do foot balance x-rays with her on all 4 limbs. So her fronts are always going to need pads, which is a pain in the backside to my bank balance, but that's just the way it is, unfortunately. Her hinds, she's still really flat behind, but we have grown some hoof without having pads on, which is really, really good. Like, we just have to take the toes back quite a lot. So it's just about management with her, I guess. And just checking, just doing the x-rays every now and again just to check for progress of any you know, past an arthritis or anything, but there's nothing sticking out at the moment, so it's probably at cartilage level, which you can't see on x-ray, because the only way you can see arthritis on x-rays usually is by joint space narrowing and by osteophyte formation. That's where the bones rubbing on together and then it creates new bone. And yes, I am a bone nerd because I am a radiographer. So the x-rays were fine. There was nothing like major on the x-rays. I was at Martha's 30th and just popped in to see her, and I don't know what happened, I don't know how it happened, but oh my god, she was lame as a dog. Like when I went to go and see her, she was lame all over. She looked like she had laminitis, that bad. So I panicked, obviously, because she'd had like the arthrimid, but there's no contraindications of that. Like whereas the steroid there's no laminitic kind of complications with it. And I just thought, is this laminitis, or is she like hulled round, and is she really footsore? Because laminitis and foot soreness can sometimes kind of present the same, especially if they're like sore on all feet. So anyway, like worrying that it was laminitis, we brought her straight in, and then within a few days she was better. So she was better, but she wasn't fully sound. So I trotted her up again. And on the circle, she just kept slamming her foot down, like just wasn't turning at all with it. She was a little bit lame trotting up on the straight. And then the week after, so I turned her back out and she wasn't getting any better. So I brought her back in again and then just decided, I was like, I want the farrier out and I just want them to take this shoe off and just see if there's anything in it, in case it's an abscess. So we kept her in. She was getting better with rest, which was making us think, could it be a ligament? That was what my vet was saying, it could be a ligament. I was like, okay, so the more rest, the better it gets. And then we trotted her up, and as well, because we trotted her up on a surface, and she was lame on a surface, and she's not been lame on a surface before. So we trotted her up on a surface, and she was lame on that. Then, I don't know, we just left her for, I think it lasted 4 weeks, basically, this problem. So when I'd got the farrier to take the shoe off, I'd like treated it like an abscess, and then eventually she came sound out of nowhere. She came sound, like it just needed time, and I think it was just foot soreness in the end, just a bit of bruising that never came out, which is really frustrating. But yeah, she's fine. We're back to it, and we're cracking on as per my vet. I'm under my vet the whole time. Please do not worry about that. So yeah, apologies, as I was saying before, I really got cut off by my camera running out of battery. We're back, hopefully. So we'll just see how things go with Cez, really, this season, I guess. The ground is so hard. It hasn't rained properly, like, for weeks and weeks. Luckily, in the last few weeks, we've had some rain. We've had quite a lot here in Shropshire, but it's still really hard underground. So just going to play it by ear, just going to see how we go. I know Dallas Burston have put an arena event on, and I might just do that and just, I don't know, we'll just have to see how we go and just stick to arenas, I think, until we feel that the ground's better. But she's been jumping mega, like she's been jumping so good. So just need to keep an eye on things and yeah, enjoy the vlog. Thanks for watching.